If you watch this video until the end, you will definitely pass your theory test on the first attempt. Today, we will go through 100 essential mock test questions, with the last 5 questions absolutely crucial for your success. So, stick around until the end. Now, let's get started. Watch this 20 seconds video clip with focus. Question 1. What's the speed limit for the car towing the caravan on this road? Answer is C. 60 miles per hour. The speed limit when you're towing a caravan or trailer is lower than the limit for a car that's not towing. This is mainly because the increased length and weight of the combination make it more difficult to control. When you're towing a caravan or trailer, you should take your time with any maneuvers. You should also allow more time for slowing and stopping. Question 2. The caravan starts to swing from side to side. What should the driver do to bring it back under control? Answer is D. Ease off the acceleration to slow down. When you're towing a caravan and it begins to snake, you need to bring it back under control. Don't steer sharply or brake hard. Instead, you should ease off the accelerator and gradually reduce your speed until the caravan stops snaking. Question 3. Why is the caravan unstable and swinging from side to side? Answer is A. Because of side winds. When a caravan moves about like this, it's called snaking. It happens when the caravan is unstable. There are several reasons why a caravan could snake while you're towing it. They include an uneven weight distribution or being buffeted by wind from passing high-sided vehicles or strong side winds. You should always be aware of the weather conditions while you're driving, but especially when you're towing a caravan. Question 4. What does this motorway sign mean? Answer is C. Leave motorway at next exit. This tells you to leave the motorway at the next exit. Question 5. What does this sign mean? Answer is B. Enforcement cameras are in use. This sign is a reminder that enforcement cameras are in use, may be supplemented by a speed limit sign. Hey, if you find this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel and hit bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Your support helps us bring you more content to ace your theory test. Now, let's get back to the video. Question 6. Where would you usually see this road sign? Answer is B. Level crossing. This plate is used with level crossing warning signs, advance warning of light signals at a level crossing with or without a gate or barrier. Question 7. Which vehicles can use this bus lane? Answer is A. Buses, cycles and taxis. This sign shows a with-flow bus lane ahead. It can be used by buses, pedal cycles and taxis. Question 8. Why should you switch your headlights on when it first starts to get dark? Answer is A. So others can see you more easily. Your headlights and taillights help others on the road to see you. It may be necessary to turn on your headlights during the day if visibility is reduced, for example, due to heavy rain. In these conditions, the light might fade before the streetlights are timed to switch on. Be seen to be safe. Question 9. What type of emergency vehicle is fitted with a green flashing beacon? Answer is D. Doctor's car. A green flashing beacon on a vehicle means the driver or passenger is a doctor on an emergency call. Give way to them if it's safe to do so. Be aware that the vehicle may be traveling quickly or may stop in a hurry. Question 10. What should you do when leaving your vehicle parked and unattended? Answer is C. Lock it and remove the key. An unlocked car is an open invitation to thieves. Leaving the keys in the ignition not only makes your car easy to steal but could also invalidate your insurance. Question 11. How can driving in a fuel-efficient manner help protect the environment? Answer is D. By reducing exhaust emissions. Fuel-efficient driving is all about looking and planning further ahead. This helps raise your hazard awareness and reduces the need for late and heavy braking. This will make your journeys more comfortable, as well as considerably reducing your fuel bills and reducing emissions that can damage the environment. Question 12. You're driving in a built-up area that has traffic calming measures. What should you do when you approach a road hump? Answer is A. Check your mirror and slow down. Many towns have road humps as part of traffic calming measures, designed to slow down traffic. Reduce your speed when driving over them. If you go too fast, you could lose control or damage your car. Look out for pedestrians or cyclists while you're driving in these areas. Question 13. You're driving on an open road in dry weather. What distance should you keep from the vehicle in front? Answer is A. A 2-second time gap. One way of checking there's a safe distance between you and the vehicle in front is to use the 2-second rule. To check for a 2-second time gap, choose a stationary object ahead, such as a bridge or road sign. When the car in front passes the object, say only a fool breaks the 2-second rule. If you reach the object before you finish saying the phrase, you're too close and need to increase the gap. Question 14. What can result when you travel for long distances in neutral, known as coasting? Answer is D. Reduction in control. Coasting is the term used when the clutch is held down or the gear lever is in neutral and the vehicle is allowed to freewheel. This reduces the driver's control of the vehicle. When you coast, the engine can't drive the wheels to stabilize you through a corner or give the assistance of engine braking to help slow the car. Question 15. What should the driver of the red car, arrowed, do? Answer is C. Wait for the pedestrian in the road to cross. Some people might take a long time to cross the road. They may be older or have a disability. Be patient and don't hurry them by showing your impatience. If pedestrians are standing at the side of the road, don't signal or wave them to cross. Other road users might not have seen your signal, and this could lead the pedestrians into a hazardous situation. Question 16. Some two-way roads are divided into 3 lanes. Why are they particularly dangerous? Answer is A. Traffic in both directions can use the middle lane to overtake. If you intend to overtake, you must consider that approaching traffic could be planning the same maneuver. When you've considered the situation and decided it's safe, indicate your intentions early. This will show the approaching traffic that you intend to pull out. Question 17. Why should you be cautious when going past this bus waiting at a bus stop? Answer is C. People may cross the road in front of it. A bus at a bus stop can hide pedestrians who might try to cross the road just in front of it. Drive at a speed that will enable you to respond safely if you have to. Question 18. Where would it be unsafe to overtake? Answer is D. Approaching a junction. You should overtake only when it's really necessary and you can see it's clear ahead. Look out for road signs and markings that show it's illegal or would be unsafe to overtake. For example, approaching junctions or bends. In many cases, overtaking is unlikely to significantly improve your journey time. Question 19. What advice should you give to a driver who has had a few alcoholic drinks at a party? Answer is D. Go home by public transport. Drinking black coffee or waiting a few hours won't make any difference. Alcohol takes time to leave the body. A driver who has been drinking should go home by public transport or taxi. They might even be unfit to drive the following morning. Question 20. You need glasses to read a vehicle number plate at the required distance. When must you wear them? Answer is B. Whenever you're driving. Have your eyesight tested before you start your practical training. Then, throughout your driving life, have checks periodically, as your vision may change. Question 21. You're waiting to come out of a side road. Why should you look carefully for motorcycles? Answer is D. Motorcycles can easily be hidden behind obstructions. If you're waiting to emerge from a side road, look carefully for motorcycles. They can be difficult to see. Be especially careful if there are parked vehicles or other obstructions restricting your view. Question 22. You want to turn right from a main road into a side road. What should you do just before turning? Answer is A. Check for traffic overtaking on your right. In some circumstances, your indicators may be difficult to see and another road user may not realize you're about to turn. A final check in your mirror and blind spot can help you to see an overtaking vehicle so that you can avoid turning across their path. Question 23. Why should you test your brakes after this hazard? Answer is D. Your brakes will be wet. A ford is a crossing over a stream that's shallow enough to drive or ride through. After you've gone through a ford or deep puddle, your brakes will be wet and they won't work as well as usual. To dry them out, apply a light brake pressure while moving slowly. Don't travel at normal speeds until you're sure your brakes are working properly again. Question 24. You're driving with your front fog lights switched on. What should you do if the fog has cleared? Answer is C. Switch them off as long as visibility remains good. Switch off your fog lights if the weather improves, but be prepared to use them again if visibility reduces to less than 100 meters, 328 feet. Question 25. What will affect your vehicle's stopping distance? Answer is B. The condition of the tires. Having tires correctly inflated and in good condition will ensure they have maximum grip on the road. How well your tires grip the road has a significant effect on your car's stopping distance. Question 26. You're joining a motorway from a slip road. How should you deal with traffic already on the motorway? Answer is C. Match your speed to traffic in the left-hand lane and filter into a safe gap. You should give way to traffic already on the motorway. Where possible, traffic may move over to let you in, but don't force your way into the traffic stream. Traffic could be traveling at high speed, so try to match your speed to filter in without affecting the traffic flow. Question 27. Where are amber reflective studs found on a motorway? Answer is C. Between the central reservation and the carriageway. On motorways, reflective studs of various colors are fixed in the road between the lanes. These help you to identify which lane you're in when it's dark or in poor visibility. Amber-colored studs are found on the right-hand edge of the main carriageway, next to the central reservation. Question 28. How should you use the lanes on a motorway? Answer is B. Keep to the left hand unless you're overtaking. You should normally travel in the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking a slower-moving vehicle. When you've finished overtaking, move back into the left-hand lane, but don't cut across in front of the vehicle that you've overtaken. Question 29. What restrictions apply to people who have a provisional driving license? Answer is C. They can't drive unaccompanied. You won't be able to drive unaccompanied until you've passed your practical driving test. If you haven't driven on the motorway while you were learning, ask your instructor to take you for a lesson on the motorway when you've passed your test. Alternatively, you could take part in the Pass Plus scheme. This has been created for new drivers and includes motorway driving. Ask your instructor for details. Question 30. Which vehicle is most likely to take an unusual course at a roundabout? Answer is D. Long vehicle. Long vehicles might have to take a slightly different position when approaching the roundabout or going around it. This is to stop the rear of the vehicle cutting in and mounting the curb. Question 31. When would you use the right-hand lane of a two-lane dual carriageway? Answer is C. When you're turning right or overtaking. Normally you should travel in the left-hand lane and only use the right-hand lane for overtaking or turning right. Move back into the left lane as soon as it's safe, but don't cut in across the path of the vehicle you've just passed. Question 32. A cycle lane, marked by a solid white line, is in operation. What does this mean for car drivers? Answer is D. They mustn't drive along the lane. While it's in operation, other vehicles must not use this part of the carriageway except to pick up or set down passengers. At other times, when the lane isn't in operation, you should still be aware that there may be cyclists using the lane. Give them plenty of room as you pass and allow for their movement from side to side, especially in windy weather or on a bumpy road. Question 33. You're looking for somewhere to park your vehicle. Neither you or your passenger are disabled. What should you do if the only free spaces are marked for disabled drivers? Answer is B. Wait for a regular parking space to become free. It's illegal to park in a space reserved for disabled drivers unless you're permitted to do so. These spaces are provided for people with limited mobility, who may need extra space to get in and out of their vehicle. Question 34. What does this traffic sign mean? Answer is B. Give priority to oncoming traffic. Priority signs are normally shown where the road is narrow and there isn't enough room for two vehicles to pass. Examples are narrow bridges, roadworks, and where there's a width restriction. Make sure you know who has priority. Don't force your way through. Show courtesy and consideration to other road users. Question 35. What does this line across the road at the entrance to a roundabout mean? Answer is A. Give way to traffic from the right. Slow down as you approach the roundabout and check for traffic from the right. If you need to stop and give way, stay behind a broken line until it's safe to emerge onto the roundabout. Question 36. You're approaching a junction where the traffic lights aren't working. What should you do when a police officer gives this signal? Answer is B. Stop at the stop line. When a police officer or traffic warden is directing traffic, you must obey them. They'll use the arm signals shown in the highway code. Learn what these signals mean and obey them. Question 37. Where can you find reflective amber studs on a motorway? Answer is D. On the right-hand edge of the road. At night or in poor visibility, reflective studs on the road help you to judge your position on the carriageway. Question 38. What's the national speed limit on a single carriageway road? Answer is D. 60 miles per hour. If you're traveling on a dual carriageway that becomes a single carriageway road, reduce your speed gradually so that you aren't exceeding the limit as you enter. There might not be a sign to remind you of the limit, so make sure you know the speed limits for different types of road and vehicle. Question 39. You're on a motorway. A lorry has stopped in the right-hand lane. What should you do when you see this sign on the lorry? Answer is C. Pass the lorry on the left. Sometimes work is carried out on the motorway without closing the lanes. When this happens, signs are mounted on the back of lorries to warn other road users of the roadworks ahead. Question 40. What does this signal mean? Answer is C. Trams must stop. The white light shows that trams must stop. The green light shows that other vehicles can go if the way is clear. Trams are being introduced into more cities, so you're likely to come across them and you should learn which signs apply to them. Question 41. You see this amber traffic light ahead. Which light, or lights, will come on next? Answer is B. Red alone. At junctions controlled by traffic lights, you must stop behind the white line until the lights change to green. A red light, an amber light, and red and amber lights showing together all mean stop. You may proceed when the light is green unless your exit road is blocked or pedestrians are crossing in front of you. If you're approaching traffic lights that are visible from a distance and the light has been green for some time, be ready to slow down and stop, because the lights are likely to change. Question 42. You're in a tunnel and you see this sign. What does it mean? Answer is A. Direction to an emergency pedestrian exit. If you have to leave your vehicle and get out of a tunnel by an emergency exit, do so as quickly as you can. Follow the signs directing you to the nearest exit point. If there are several people using the exit, don't panic but try to leave in a calm and orderly manner. Question 43. You're driving in busy traffic. You want to pull up just after a junction on the left. When should you signal? Answer is A. As you're passing or just after the junction. You need to signal to let other drivers know your intentions. However, if you indicate too early, they may think you're turning left into the junction. Correct timing of the signal is very important to avoid misleading others. Question 44. You've just passed your first practical driving test. What will you have to do if you get 6 penalty points on your license in the next 2 years? Answer is C. Retake your theory and practical test. If you accumulate 6 or more penalty points within 2 years of gaining your first full license, it will be revoked. The 6 or more points include any gained due to offenses you committed before passing your test. If this happens, you may only drive as a learner until you pass both the theory and practical tests again. Question 45. For how long is a statutory off-road notification, SORN, valid? Answer is D. Until the vehicle is taxed, sold, or scrapped. A SORN allows you to keep a vehicle off-road and untaxed. SORN will end when the vehicle is taxed, sold, or scrapped. Question 46. Your car needs to pass an MOT test. What may be invalidated if you drive the car without a current MOT certificate? Answer is C. The vehicle insurance. If your vehicle requires an MOT certificate, it's illegal to drive it without one, and your insurance may be invalid if you do so. The only exceptions are that you may drive to a pre-arranged MOT test appointment, or to a garage for repairs required for the test. Question 47. What should you do before driving into a tunnel? Answer is D. Take off your sunglasses. If you're wearing sunglasses, you should remove them before driving into a tunnel. If you don't, your vision will be restricted, even in tunnels that appear to be well lit. Question 48. You're driving on the motorway. What should you do if luggage falls from your vehicle? Answer is A. Stop at the next emergency telephone and report the incident. If any object falls onto the motorway carriageway from your vehicle, pull onto the hard shoulder near an emergency telephone and call for assistance. Don't stop on the carriageway or attempt to retrieve anything. Question 49. What's the minimum depth of tread on the tires of a trailer? Answer is A. 1.6 millimeters. Your car or small van must have a minimum tread depth of 1.6 millimeters across the center of the tread and around the entire circumference. This also applies to the tires on your trailer. Question 50. What does this sign mean? Answer is C. Pedal cycles route crossing or joining road ahead. This sign warns you of a pedal cycle route crossing or joining road ahead. Hey, if you find this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel and hit bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Your support helps us bring you more content to ace your theory test. Now, let's get back to the video. Watch this 20 seconds video clip with focus. Question 1. Why is there a warning reduce speed now? Answer is C. There's a crossroads and a double bend ahead. You'll see a sign warning you to slow down when you're approaching a part of the road where you need to be especially careful. For example, as you approach a roundabout, a crossroads, or a bend. If you're traveling on a major road and coming up to a junction with a minor road, you should slow down, even if you don't want to turn. This is because another driver at the junction may not be able to see clearly and they could pull out in front of you. Check your speed as you approach a junction or a bend and be prepared to slow down or stop. Question 2. Why has the line in the center of the road changed? Answer is C. To warn of hazards ahead. White lines painted on the road give you information about where you may drive and when. The broken white line marks the boundary between lanes on your side of the dual carriageway. But when the lines start to lengthen, with shorter gaps, this warns you of a hazard coming up, like a sharp bend. Watch out for changes in the road markings so you can prepare for the hazard ahead. Question 3. The driver towing the caravan wants to turn right onto the dual carriageway. What should they do? Answer is A. Wait until the road is clear in both directions before turning. Before turning right onto a dual carriageway, you must assess whether the central reservation is deep enough to contain your vehicle. If so, you can cross into the central reservation when it's clear, and wait there until it's safe to join the carriageway. If you're towing a trailer or a caravan, the combined length of your vehicles will probably be too long to sit safely in the central reservation. So, you must wait until it's clear in both directions before joining the dual carriageway. Question 4. What does this sign mean? Answer is A. The national speed limit applies. The national speed limit for the type of road and class of traffic applies. Question 5. What does this sign mean? Answer is D. Buses and pedal cycles only. This sign shows that this route is for buses and pedal cycles only, cycles not admitted when cycle symbol not shown, taxis admitted when taxi shown in upper sign. Question 6. What should you do when you're approaching traffic lights that have been green for some time? Answer is D. Be ready to stop. The longer traffic lights have been green, the sooner they'll change. Allow for this as you approach traffic lights that you know have been green for a while. They're likely to change soon, so you should be prepared to stop. Question 7. When should you use your vehicle's horn? Answer is D. To alert others to your presence. You mustn't use your vehicle's horn between 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. in a built-up area or when you're stationary, unless a moving vehicle poses a danger. Its function is to alert other road users to your presence. Question 8. Which type of crossing allows cyclists to ride across with pedestrians? Answer is D. Toucan. A toucan crossing is designed to allow pedestrians and cyclists to cross at the same time. Look out for cyclists approaching the crossing at speed. Question 9. You're approaching a zebra crossing. What should you do if pedestrians are waiting to cross? Answer is C. Slow down and prepare to stop. As you approach a zebra crossing, look for pedestrians waiting to cross. Where you can see them, slow down and prepare to stop. Be especially careful of children and older people, who may have difficulty judging when it's safe to cross. Question 10. What's the purpose of road humps, chicanes and narrowings? Answer is B. To reduce traffic speed. Traffic calming measures help to keep vehicle speeds low in congested areas where there are pedestrians and children. A pedestrian is much more likely to survive a collision with a vehicle traveling at 20 miles per hour than they are with a vehicle traveling at 40 miles per hour. Question 11. What's the purpose of a catalytic converter? Answer is D. To reduce harmful exhaust gases. Catalytic converters reduce a large percentage of harmful exhaust emissions. They work more efficiently when the engine has reached its normal working temperature. Question 12. How should you dispose of a used vehicle battery? Answer is C. Take it to a local authority disposal site. Batteries contain acid, which is hazardous, and they must be disposed of safely. This means taking them to an appropriate disposal site. Question 13. What does it mean if this light comes on while you're driving? Answer is B. A fault in the braking system. If this light comes on, you should have the brake system checked immediately. A faulty braking system could have dangerous consequences. Question 14. What can people who live or work in towns and cities do to help reduce urban pollution levels? Answer is C. Walk or cycle. Using a vehicle for short journeys means the engine doesn't have time to reach its normal operating temperature. When an engine is running below its normal operating temperature, it produces increased amounts of pollution. Walking and cycling don't create pollution and have health benefits as well. Question 15. You're driving a friend's children home from school. They're both under 14 years old. Who's responsible for making sure they wear a seat belt or approved child restraint where required? Answer is C. You, the driver. Passengers should always be secured and safe. Children should be encouraged to fasten their seat belts or approved restraints themselves from an early age, so that it becomes a matter of routine. As the driver, you must check that they're fastened securely. It's your responsibility. Question 16. You take some cough medicine given to you by a friend. What should you do before driving your car? Answer is D. Check the label to see if the medicine will affect your driving. If you've taken medicine, never drive without first checking what the side effects might be. They might affect your judgment and perception, and therefore endanger lives. Question 17. What will be a serious distraction while you're driving? Answer is B. Looking at road maps. Looking at road maps while driving is very dangerous. If you aren't sure of your route, stop in a safe place and check the map. You must not allow anything to take your attention away from the road while you're driving. Question 18. When should you use hazard warning lights? Answer is A. When your vehicle has broken down and is causing an obstruction. Hazard warning lights are an important safety feature and should be used if you've broken down and are causing an obstruction. Don't use them as an excuse to park illegally. You may also use them on motorways to warn traffic behind you of danger ahead. Question 19. You want to turn left at this junction. What should you do if your view of the main road is restricted? Answer is A. Approach slowly and edge out until you can see more clearly. You should slow right down, and stop if necessary, at any junction where your view is restricted. Edge forward until you can see properly. Only then can you decide whether it's safe to go. Question 20. What should you do if you start to feel drowsy while you're driving on a motorway? Answer is C. Open a window and stop as soon as it's safe and legal. Never stop on the hard shoulder to rest. If there's no service area for several miles, leave the motorway at the next exit and find somewhere safe and legal to pull over. Question 21. How will a school crossing patrol signal you to stop? Answer is D. By displaying a stop sign. If a school crossing patrol steps out into the road with a stop sign, you must stop. Don't wave anyone across the road and don't get impatient or rev your engine. Question 22. You're approaching a roundabout. What should you do if a cyclist ahead is signaling to turn right? Answer is A. Give the cyclist plenty of room. If you're following a cyclist who's signaling to turn right at a roundabout, leave plenty of room. Give them space and time to get into the correct lane. Question 23. Why do motorcyclists often look round over their right shoulder just before turning right? Answer is C. To check for traffic in their blind area. When you see a motorcyclist take a glance over their shoulder, they're probably about to change direction. Recognizing a clue like this helps you to anticipate their next action. This can improve road safety for you and others. Question 24. What should you do when you're approaching this crossing? Answer is B. Prepare to slow down and stop. Be courteous and prepare to stop. Don't wave people across, because this could be dangerous if another vehicle is approaching the crossing. Question 25. You're about to overtake a slow-moving motorcyclist. Which sign would make you take special care? Answer is A. In windy weather, watch out for motorcyclists and also cyclists, as they can be blown sideways into your path. When you pass them, leave plenty of room and check their position in your mirror before pulling back in. Question 26. You're following a long vehicle as it approaches a crossroads. What should you do if it signals left but moves out to the right? Answer is C. Stay well back and give it room. A long vehicle may need to swing out in the opposite direction as it approaches a turn, to allow the rear wheels to clear the curb. Don't try to filter through if you see a gap. As the lorry turns, the gap will close. Question 27. What should you do if you want to overtake a long, slow-moving vehicle on a busy road? Answer is A. Keep well back so that you get a good view of the road ahead. When you're following a long vehicle, stay well back so that you can get a better view of the road ahead. The closer you get, the less you'll be able to see of the road. Be patient and don't take a gamble. Only overtake when you're certain that you can complete the maneuver safely. Question 28. What's the purpose of the yellow lines painted across the road? Answer is B. To make you aware of your speed. These lines may be painted on the road on the approach to a roundabout, a village, or a particular hazard. The lines are raised and painted yellow, and their purpose is to make you aware of your speed. Reduce your speed in good time so that you avoid having to brake harshly over the last few meters before reaching the junction. Question 29. What should you check before you start a journey in foggy weather? Answer is A. The windows and lights are clean and clear. If you have to drive in fog, switch your dipped headlights on and keep all your windows clear. You should always be able to pull up within the distance you can see ahead. Question 30. What should you do when dealing with this hazard? Answer is A. Use a low gear and drive slowly. In normal conditions, a ford can be crossed quite safely by driving through it slowly. The water may affect your brakes, so when you're clear of the ford, test them before you resume normal driving. Question 31. Which vehicles should use the left-hand lane on a 3-lane motorway? Answer is B. Any vehicle that isn't overtaking. On a motorway, all traffic should use the left-hand lane unless overtaking. When overtaking a number of slower vehicles, move back to the left-hand lane when you're safely passed. Check your mirrors frequently and don't stay in the middle or right-hand lane if the left-hand lane is free. Question 32. Your vehicle broke down on the hard shoulder of a motorway, but has now been repaired. How should you rejoin the main carriageway? Answer is B. Gain speed on the hard shoulder before moving out onto the carriageway. Signal your intention and build up sufficient speed on the hard shoulder so that you can filter into a safe gap in the traffic. Don't push your way into a small gap or cause other traffic to alter speed or direction. Question 33. What should you do when going through a contraflow system on a motorway? Answer is B. Keep a good distance from the vehicle ahead. At roadworks, and especially where a contraflow system is operating, a speed restriction is likely to be in place. Keep to the lower speed limit and don't switch lanes or get too close to the vehicle in front of you. Be aware that there will be no permanent barrier between you and the oncoming traffic. Question 34. When would you use an emergency area on a motorway? Answer is B. In cases of emergency or breakdown. On some motorways, emergency areas are built at the side of the carriageway. If you break down, try to get your vehicle into the emergency area where there's an emergency telephone. The phone connects directly to a control center. Before rejoining the motorway, you must call the control center. A lane may need to be closed to allow you to rejoin safely. Question 35. You're looking for somewhere to safely park your vehicle. Where would you choose to park? Answer is D. In a designated parking space. It may be tempting to park where you shouldn't while you run a quick errand. Careless parking is a selfish act and could endanger other road users. Question 36. You're driving on a busy main road. What should you do if you find that you're driving in the wrong direction? Answer is B. Turn around in a side road. Don't turn around in a busy street or reverse from a side road into a main road. Find a quiet side road and choose a place to turn around where you won't obstruct an entrance or exit. Look out for pedestrians and cyclists as well as other traffic. Question 37. When may you stop on an urban clearway? Answer is C. To set down and pick up passengers. Urban clearways have their times of operation clearly signed. You may only stop to pick up or set down passengers. Question 38. What does this sign mean? Answer is C. No right turn. The no right turn sign may be used to warn road users that there's a no entry prohibition on a road to the right ahead. Question 39. Which type of vehicle does this sign apply to? Answer is A. High vehicles. The triangular shapes above and below the dimensions indicate a height restriction that applies to the road ahead. Question 40. What does this sign mean? Answer is D. No stopping. This is the sign for a clearway. Clearways are stretches of road where you aren't allowed to stop unless it's an emergency. Stopping where these restrictions apply may be dangerous and is likely to cause an obstruction. Restrictions might apply for several miles, and this may be indicated on the sign. Question 41. What does a sign with a brown background show? Answer is C. Tourist directions. Signs with a brown background give directions to places of interest. They're often seen on a motorway, directing you along the easiest route to the attraction. Question 42. What does this sign mean? Answer is A. Cycle route ahead. Where there's a cycle route ahead, a sign will show a bicycle in a red warning triangle. Watch out for children on bicycles and cyclists rejoining the main road. Question 43. What does this sign mean? Answer is D. The right-hand lane is closed. Yellow and black temporary signs may be used to inform you about roadworks or lane restrictions. Look well ahead. If you have to change lanes, do so in good time. Question 44. Which diagram shows a hazard warning line? Answer is B. You need to know the difference between the normal center line and a hazard warning line. If there's a hazard ahead, the markings are longer and the gaps shorter. This gives you advance warning of an unspecified hazard. Question 45. What do the long white lines along the center of the road mean? Answer is C. Hazard warning. The center of the road is usually marked by a broken white line, with lines that are shorter than the gaps. When the lines become longer than the gaps, this is a hazard warning line. Look well ahead for these, especially when you're planning to overtake or turn off. Hey, if you find this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel and hit bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Your support helps us bring you more content to ace your theory test. Now, let's get back to the video. Question 46. You arrive at the scene of a crash where someone is bleeding heavily from a wound in their arm. Nothing is embedded in the wound. What could you do to help? Answer is A. Apply pressure over the wound. If possible, lay the casualty down. Protect yourself from exposure to blood and, when you're sure there's nothing in the wound, Apply firm pressure using clean material. Question 47. You're planning to tow a caravan. What will help the handling of the combination? Answer is B. A stabilizer fitted to the tow bar. Towing a caravan or trailer affects the way the towing vehicle handles. A stabilizer device isn't designed to overcome instability caused by incorrect loading, but it can give added security in side winds and from buffeting caused by large vehicles. Question 48. How should you load your trailer? Answer is B. Put heavy items over the axles. When loading your trailer, you should spread the weight evenly with heavy items over the axles. This should reduce the risk of it swerving or snaking. Question 49. You are driving about and see this sign. What does it tell you? Answer is D. No overtaking. A red circle indicates prohibition. This is a sign for no overtaking. Question 50. You are driving and see this sign. What does it tell you? Answer is D. Keep left. A blue circle usually indicates a positive instruction. The sign tells you to keep left. For more practice and updates, click on the video you're watching on the screen. Keep building your confidence and get closer to passing your theory test. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.